Good day, Commanders. Rocket here, RPG Gaming. I've got a Ryzan showcase for y'all enjoyment. Going to be showing him off in Abyss 1. Now, I thought the best way to showcase him would to bring him in the team without Setram, without Vorn, without any kind of shield break. It makes taking the shields down quite a bit harder with nobody else having shield break, but it does show just how well Ryzan works and what you're going to be able to do with him. That second physical should be pretty much no problem. I've tried running him with Toreador. I've tried running him with Rygar. Toreador, Ryzan can really put out some big numbers. However, I needed Erlang in this team because of his vulnerabilities that he puts out. It's the only way I could take down the second magic shield without Vorn in the team. So let's get into it. This is the team: Nastya, Numera, Narissa, Ailyn, Rygar, Morriden, Toreador, Salazar, Raizan, and Diao-chan, of course. So I start off with Numera. Now, if you're having problems with the physical part of the shields, you can go ahead and place down Ryzan under Narissa's inspiration, and he works extremely well. So the placement is Numera under the Narissa's inspiration and Nastya under Diao's Wings of Grace buff instead of Invig buff, just to give her that 2% more. Not sure if it helps, but I needed every last bit to clear the second magic shield here. So I'm using Morriden in that spot so he can teleport during the magic phase over to the other spot and charge up his ult for the physical shield. And so you'll notice the bar only got down maybe to 75% before the shield was down. And Ryzan right at the top for now. And keep in mind, Ryzan doesn't have any defensive break or anything like that. And he's not in my best gear either. So keep that in mind also. I had to put my best gear on the poison team. Without Vorn, the shields are very hard to break. So Ryzan can do better than this. And his A1, he just does a bit more damage right off the hop. I pulled for his A1. Oh man, they gave me 2 copies of Yuri. But it is what it is. So there's Morriden, jump over there. Sometimes it's hard keeping him alive, but that's what Narissa and Ailyn are there, just to provide a little bit of sustain for everybody. I believe Ailyn's A1 would make this even easier. I have HP subs on a few of the heroes, and you could mitigate that, I believe, if Ailyn was A1, and you might be able to take down the last physical shield. But it's hard to get there with the team that you're currently seeing. 45k is whereabouts I was in Bloods. I believe this run was a little bit lower at like 40 or 42k. But Ryzan is just perfect for that spot because he can be on that tile, right? And then you don't have to worry. The only thing you have to worry about is having a Salazar, or if you have a Kigiri to back up your Ryzan, you're going to take that last physical shield down most definitely. Especially when Vorn is most likely you're going to be using Vorn in the team. He applies shield break to only fighter units, So that would be Numera, Rygar, Morriden. And then Raizan would have his own. He provides 100% more damage to shields. So, and you can see he's right up there with Morriden and Nastya, even a little better. And that's crazy, crazy good. You'll notice his score at the end is a little bit lower than what you see on the overall statistics here. And that's because of all the damage he's doing to the shields, right? Great hero. If you haven't pulled for him, give it a shot. He's going to help you. Especially just being a platform heavy damage piercer. There's really... I mean, there's... Silas. But... being a Nightmare faction, Ryzan as well, he just boosts everybody else's damage in the Nightmare faction, so he's a great pick. Yeah, just coming up on 33k now. Meteoric Deluge comes, pop Erlang, pop Salazar. I have Salazar in his exclusive now. Unfortunately, Erlang does go down there. So, gonna have to... You can use Draylin. I've used Draylin. Draylin keeps him alive very well. But... I wanted to use Salazar to try to get a little more physical damage out of the team. Just to boost the score. I thought Draylin's ult giving 25% boost damage would be better, but Salazar is actually a better choice in this particular comp. And this last physical part, I just rushed the boss because the healer dies and then everybody else kind of dies past there. I can get about 55k with this comp, but I use Draylin, no Narissa, and I put Vorn in the team, but all the damage is coming from the poison team when I do it like that, so it really wasn't the best. I think this is the best way to showcase. As you can see, his damage is up there. I'll show you guys the gear. All good gear, but nothing too crazy. I realize I definitely need some more gear without a rage regen roll and flat attack instead, just for this boss content when you don't have to worry about your ult coming back right away. And I got him Ryzan in a bunch of crit damage there. You could probably run him with more attack. He might be a little better. I tried both. It was right around the same. Numera trying to put her in the best gear just to take down that last magic shield, so maximize the physical damage on the next part. But without Born or Kigiri or Wukong, you can get 35k, which is just amazing, right? Yeah, so that is the showcase. Ryzan S+. He'd be SS if he had some defensive break. But against shields, he's SS for sure. Yeah, if you all stayed till the end, I appreciate your time. I hope it helps. Thanks, bye.